Keean Bexte for Rebel News in Vancouver, British Columbia, at the corner of Clark and Hastings. This is the location where the Vancouver Police Department set an example for every police department in the entire country, the RCMP included. The Vancouver police moved in quickly Monday morning after an injunction was handed in just the day before. You might remember in Carsland, Alberta, an injunction was in place for days and the RCMP did absolutely nothing. It was Unifor that ended up folding on their own. Here, however, that was not the case. These pipeline protesters showed no indication that they had any intention of leaving, and it's the same all across the country. Now, I also spoke with some of the police officers that are here on duty on the corner of the road here at Clark and Hastings, and I asked them if they expect it to bubble up again, if they expect them either to return here or blockade somewhere else in the city. And the police officers said no, they don't expect that to happen because they have lots of police officers on standby and they'd be able to break up anything as it happens if it contravenes that court injunction that was laid out on Sunday. Man, the Vancouver Police Department are my heroes. I really wish that every other police department in this country acted as swiftly and efficiently as they did this morning. They arrested 34 people that were blockading this intersection here as early as 5 in the morning, and they're prepared to do exactly the same thing if these protesters contravene this court injunction again. These protests that we're seeing all across the country really show how a nation cannot work if there is no law enforcement to enforce the law. We look at Montreal, there's 2 protesters, a grand total of 2 people that are causing chaos on the cardiac line there. There's 2 people that say they'll be there until further notice. Where are the Montreal police? Well, they're probably harassing journalists like they did to me a few months back during the federal election, but that's no matter. It's also happening in Toronto. It's happening in northern British Columbia near the Coastal GasLink pipeline route where they're blockading trains now. These protesters have actually said that they want to shut down Canada. Listen to this.
We've been holding it since 6 p.m. last night, and we're still here and we're still strong and we're still blockading all traffic, all commercial traffic in and out of the port. We need reinforcement, so please, if you can come out to Delta Port, come and join us. We need you here. We're shutting down ports and rails and roads across Canada. We're shutting down Canada in solidarity with Wet'suwet'en, and we need you.
Now let me remind you, this is all in support of a fake First Nation. It's a band of folks in northern BC who run around calling themselves hereditary chiefs of what doesn't really make sense. They don't really have a coherent line on who they are because they have no legal basis for who they are outside of the fact that they are a non-profit, foreign-funded company. What these hereditary chiefs are is effectively board members of an activist group who are paid by the Tides Foundation, by Forest Ethics, and a whole range of out-of-country funders. Now here on this corner in Vancouver, British Columbia, it is fairly quiet. Traffic is moving, trucks are moving in and out of the port, and there are a few police officers, Vancouver police officers, who are standing guard, 2 on each corner of this sidewalk here behind me. There are some fireworks on the ground that reports said were let off during this protest, and there's a bit of paint on the ground, and there's a few signs that have been left up. They were probably left there by the people who were arrested. I guess they weren't really expecting that the law was going to be enforced here in Vancouver. I didn't expect it. I expected here in Vancouver these protesters would be treated effectively the same as protesters all across Canada are. Courts would act as effectively ornamental organizations and nothing would get done. Nothing would be done to fix the huge backlog of traffic that was through Vancouver today. The same thing that's happening in Montreal, same thing that's happening in Toronto and northern British Columbia. As for right now, the Vancouver Police Department are standing on guard, and I doubt there are going to be any more troubles here at this particular intersection. For Rebel News in Vancouver, British Columbia, I'm Keean Bexte. Hey, thanks for watching our coverage here in Vancouver, British Columbia. If you want to go on a cruise, we'll be departing from this very city, actually, to Alaska on July 4th to 5th. Go to rebelnewscruise.com to get more information on that.